Hey, this is Reverend Shannon Stange. We're live on the Missions Fest Vancouver 2019 floor here at the Vancouver Convention Center. And I'm with a family that loves Missions Fest. And you bring the family, and these are kids and nieces and...
Got my family and my nephew and my niece as well.
Yeah, and this, this is a lot of stuff down here at Missions Fest for kids, right?
Yes, they always love to see the camps.
Oh yeah, the camps, wonderful. We're live here on the Missions Fest floor. Is this your first day here at Missions Fest?
First day,
yeah,
many times.
Many times, yeah, and that seems to be a thing that people love to come here year after year. And so, is there anything you guys are really looking forward to seeing here today?
What are you guys looking forward to seeing?
I like the Timberline Station.
Yeah?
I like the Morning Star Camp, Morning Star Bible Camp.
Yeah.
I like the candy. I don't know.
Oh, wonderful.
They like the candy too.
Oh, the candy, yes. You got to come down for the candy if nothing else. Well, thanks everyone. I hope you have a great day here at Missions Fest.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll see you later. I'm Reverend Shannon Stange down at Missions Fest Vancouver 2019 at the Vancouver Convention Center. I'm here with David Innis.
Good
to have you here.
Good afternoon. Good to be here.
Yeah, and you're with Vancouver Urban Ministries. And actually, you and I have known each other for quite a while.
Yep.
I'm glad you decided to come over and talk to me about this. And you are working with people in the public schools, aren't you?
Yeah. So that's the exciting thing about Vancouver Urban Ministries, that we're actually in the after-school program of 2 VSB schools. So, and we work with little children who are have got learning difficulties, and we use a therapeutic approach to tutoring called Orton Gillingham, and through that we take little kids that are at least 2 years behind in their education, referred by the school, and we tutor them. And it's amazing to see the little kids just begin to read and do math and advance in their education.
So you're doing something really interesting here, in that you're bringing people into conversation with you by helping them with their schooling.
Yeah. And
the Vancouver School Board is inviting you in. You're not there to, preach the gospel or anything like that, but the theme of the Missions Fest conference this year is discipling. And I was thinking about you, and that's why I talked to you last night. It's like, I'm glad you came over. You are, in effect, invited into a relationship, which is really what discipling is at.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fascinating thing about it, how even, I guess you could call it a restriction of being in the school, even though we don't verbally preach the gospel. It's amazing how the truth of God's love really gets over to these kids and to their families that are looking on as well.
Yeah.
But we also have the opportunity, we have family gatherings once a month out with the school, when we gather the families together to bring support to them as well. And there we're more open about our Christian faith. But even there, it's a personal evangelism type approach. So,
but I mean, you're helping their kids. So and sometimes we forget about that when we're thinking about, how do I share my faith with someone? Well, maybe tutor a kid.
I know.
And help them, and maybe the parents will be open to saying, well, what is this Jesus that you have mentioned a few times when I've asked you what you're doing on Sunday mornings?
Absolutely.
Right?
And so, I mean, I think I've read that one of the most powerful influences in people's lives are teachers, and those that teach you to read and to do math are such a powerful influence. And I'm at a Bible study on a Wednesday morning with some old guys, and 2 of the guys, one was a teacher and the other was a student from many years ago. And the student just says how much that teacher influenced his life, And so we see that same effect happening with Vancouver Urban Ministries.
I always like to try to find out personal stories of what's, sort of beyond just the generalization, here's what we do and, what our philosophy of ministry is. Like, put a name and a face, doesn't have to be a full name, but just give us a picture of what this looks like in the context of someone's life and how discipling has really made the difference for them.
Okay, so there's a fascinating story just from the last couple of years. as a little kid was being tutored in one of our schools, and the tutor found out that they were moving home.
Moving home to where?
They were moving from East Van to another part of East Van, really.
Oh, okay.
And so they asked if we could help with asked the tutor if they could help with the move with some of the smaller items. So the tutor asked me to go along as well. So we took our vehicles along to the house. We loaded up. We took the little kid was there. He was delighted to see his tutor, and the parents were delighted we were helping them. So we started to take them to the new home, but we were like an hour and a half early, so we went for lunch with them. So we just got talking about things and spiritual things, and the father asked me if he could meet with me personally and just have a coffee with me, so that was good. We helped them move in. About a week later, I met with him. He asked me to meet with him and then go pray over the home. So when I met with him, over conversation, he had some issues in his life, and we got talking, and he actually gave his life to Jesus at that point.
Wow.
And that led to going to the home, and the whole family committing their life to Jesus, and we're able to introduce them to a local church where they now belong. They've gone through Alpha, they're being discipled in that church, which is really what we'd love to see multiplied over and over again. So.
Oh man, I wish we had time for more stories like that. But you know, you're here exhibiting at Missions Fest. So if somebody was watching us live here and wanted to talk to you a little bit about what this looks like, and maybe they want to be a tutor here in Vancouver and help you out, or something like that, or maybe they just want to talk to you about what this might look like in their own city. Where would people find you here? And if they miss you, you're online, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Just tell us where you're at.
So you could get us at booth I03. That's where we are. We'll be here rest of today and tomorrow. And if you miss us, then you can get us at www.myvum.ca.
Wonderful. David, really appreciate you coming down. Thanks for talking to me.
Thanks, Shannon.
Great. Have a good day. I'm Reverend Shannon Stange, down live on the Missions Fest floor in Vancouver in 2019. I'm here with Dan. Yeah, and Dan, this is this your first time here at Missions Fest?
No, I've been here many years.
Wonderful. And you came down, is this your first time this year?
No, I was here last night.
You were here last night? Okay.
Yeah.
So some of the highlights for you so far?
Just running into Vancouver Christians I never get to see any other way.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. I just bump into all kinds of people I haven't seen in ages.
Wow!
In some cases, yeah.
Have you taken any seminars in or anything like that?
Yeah, took in 2 this morning.
Yeah. What was one of the highlights from one of those seminars that really spoke to you?
The opening one was the people that lived in Israel, and they were talking about the relationship between Israeli or Jewish Israeli Christians and the friendships they have, and the imbalance in their lives with the Palestinian Christian Israelis.
Right.
Yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Something.
So I mean, you come to a Missions Fest, a lot of people just think about the exhibits and going around getting candy and stuff like that, but there's a lot more. Yeah. In the seminars that if you take the time, book yourself into a seminar, you can really learn some deep things and really make some good connections with different organizations.
That would actually be the highlight for me.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Well, Dan, I really appreciate you taking the time and just saying hi. And we're here at Live Missions Fest. If you're out there wondering what to do on a Saturday afternoon, this is the place to be. Vancouver Convention Center, down in Vancouver, British Columbia. Come on down, join us. It'll be great.